All right, I am here in Charleston, South Carolina. I just heard this incredible man's story and I want to bring it to you guys. He is a Navy SEAL from Team 6 and had his life incredibly impacted through hyperbaric, and he has an incredible story to share. And I want to share also his movie that is coming out soon and his platform that he's using to help other veterans.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is David Rodgers. I spent 13 years active duty, and then I spent another 10 years as a contractor. At 22 years old, I was selected and was kind of screen positive to go to Navy Special Warfare Development Group. Flash forward 13 years as a Navy SEAL, 10 years as a contractor. After my last deployment in 2013, I felt my life coming apart at the seams. So what kind of the realization I came to was at 22 years old, I was able to operate at such a high function of decision making and critical thinking and planning and executing and all these things. And then at 45, I saw myself unable to do everyday things. My executive function, reading and comprehension, my time management, my priorities. I got to the point where I wasn't really seeing things for what they were, and I really knew there was an issue when I stopped feeling emotion. I got to the point where I decided it was too difficult, so I made a plan that I didn't want to. I was gonna end everything. That was in April of 2017. I'd say it was divine intervention that kept that from happening, but in that process, I eventually learned what was wrong, what was causing all of this distress, because up to this point I did not know. And once I learned that, I was suffering some I guess their clinical term was a social adjustment disorder due to combat stress and post-traumatic stress. So from there, understanding, okay, now I know why everything was happening, it still wasn't enough, because they convinced me that killing myself wasn't the best option. So I was just kind of in a, okay, I can't wait to die kind of mode, not serving a purpose, not just surviving, taking care of myself and my kids, and really suffering. I lost everything. I lost my family. I lost my, every dollar I've ever earned. Everything was just in a bad place. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to a gentleman in North Dakota, Gary Tharaldson, one of the greatest guys that I've ever met. He put a hyperbaric oxygen therapy clinic in Fargo. He brought in a doctor from Chicago who was really focused on acute concussions and mostly in student athlete type of thing. And Gary had a special place for veterans. He was not a veteran, but he wanted to help us. So he brought me in and introduced me to Daphne Denham, and Daphne said that she thought she could help me, and she did. She did. After the fourth dive, I realized, okay, something's really going on here. And I think one of the things about being a Navy SEAL is you really learn to understand your body and to understand, needs of your body and different things, just relying on it so heavily for basic life support. But I realized after 4 dives there was something I could see that I could see things for what they were. I spent so much time living in the dark that I didn't know what was real, what wasn't, and it was a bad place. So after 4 dives, I kind of realized, hey, something's going on, and then I ended up doing 33 dives in that initial burst, and I did that probably over a 6-week period. At 25, I told Dr. Denham, I'm good, I don't need any more, because I didn't feel like I was getting any better and I was ready to roll. But but she asked me to stick on, and after 33, her clinic was going gangbusters, and I just bowed out of the whole program at 33 because I was good. I was good to go. From there, I was able to do a lot of damage control, repair relationships with people I cared about, and it gave me the motivation to say, how can I help? So I started a not-for-profit in North Dakota. It's called Back to Life, and what we do is, right now, getting started, I decided that I would make a film about my experience, but I wanted to film some guys from Iowa who were suffering. They pre-hyperbarics. So after I got better, I hired a producer. We went down to Iowa. My producer is from Iowa. I'm from Iowa. All these guys are from Iowa. I live in North Dakota. I have the chamber. It's not my chamber, but I have access to the chamber. So I spoke with Daphne Denham and everyone here. They allowed me to bring these guys up, and I filmed every day of these veterans being healed. And it was the most awesome experience of my life, because these guys were in bad shape. They were worse shape than I was. And every day I interviewed them through the process, after 1 dive, after 2 dives, after 3 dives. And after about 10 or 11 dives, they all of them showed a very obvious improvement. And I mean, right, I have it on film. I have it. You can refute it, but it's there every single day. And it really didn't hit me until about the 11th dive. One of the guys who he had suicidal ideations for 10 years, like all day long, every day. Wife told me he was on his knees every single day begging God to take his life. And after the 11th dive, his wife came up from Iowa to visit him, and we had just eaten a meal, and she came up to me with tears in her eyes, and she said, "Thank you," and she gave me a kiss. And I was like, "Oh yeah, my pleasure. Your husband's a great guy. I love this guy." And she goes, "No, you don't understand. I just had a talk with him, and it was the first time in 10 years he couldn't remember the last time he had a suicide thought."
Wow.
After 11 dives. So she said, "It's been at least 2 days. I can't remember the last time." And for somebody not understanding what that means, that's incredible. That's huge. Then the rest all kind of came around, and next thing you know, we're hanging out, we're doing stuff. I have a farm, I bring them out to the farm, and we made a movie about it. So visit my website, Back to Life. It's back, #2, lifeinc.com. There are links to the movie, there's links to all the video and the testimony. And what I need more than anything else is I just need funding to pay for hyperbaric treatment, because even in Fargo, after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of free treatments, they had to stop. They had to stop, giving it away. So now it's my responsibility. I'm trying to raise money so I can pay for that, and then once they come up and they do the treatments, I spend that time with them. So they're an hour here and then an hour there, but there's 22 hours in that day. Right. So I've created a total healing environment with equine therapy, drones and robotics, even movie production, and we do art therapy and even music therapy.
You said it's become like a fraternity.
It is. Now we're brothers. We're constantly sending stuff, and if these guys call, I answer, and that was the biggest thing. We gave them hope. We gave them. They need more. They only did 25 treatments, and they're asking for more already. But they have hope. They know there's something there now that can help them. So I'm going to do everything I can with the rest of my life to help vets and their families. Through that whole that whole process, I got to meet their families, and man, there are so many wives and families affected by this that you know, we need to help the vets. In a lot of ways that would help the family, but we also need to help the families. So we help veterans and their families when they're suffering the impact of, you know, brain injuries and post-traumatic stress. And there's so many other people that need this, but we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And for me as a veteran, being treated and realizing the results, I want, from 25 guys on, even before 25, I couldn't wait to get out of the chamber because I want to help. And I did. I raised money. I've brought about 10 guys around with the money that we raised into the treatment, but the money's gone, and so now we just have to figure out how to raise more money.
And
where are you?
We are in Florham Park, New Jersey.
Okay.
And also in Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we have that. We're available for you guys, whatever you need. And then, you know, hopefully this helps spread the message. And so if there's people that want to help fund your mission and your project, that, you know, I will certainly post your links below too. So we are with you, and we're committed to helping the veterans as well.
Are you helping veterans at your clinic?
Yes, yeah.
Really? Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate